Welcome, Greek U Nation, to episode number 167 of the Fraternity Foodie Podcast. I am your host, Mike Ayalon, CEO of Greek University. I am a speaker and the author of the book, From Letters to Leaders, Creating Impact on Your College Campus and Beyond. We call these episodes the Fraternity Foodie Podcast because there is nothing like great food to bring fraternity and sorority leaders together. Fun fact, before I got started in the fraternity and sorority industry, I was actually running and started a successful website design and search engine optimization company. Using that experience, it helped me to understand how to work with hundreds of clients all over North America. And it helps me every single day in my existing business because now I know how to get Greek University and the website up to the top of Google naturally for all the top keywords that college students are looking for, and also leverage social media to get tons of hits to the website. So understand that you're always taking what you learn in previous businesses and previous jobs, and then you apply it to new things in life as you move forward. And I think our next guest is doing just that in building her own business. Paige Babineaux is a graduate of Louisiana Tech, a lifetime member of Chi Omega Sorority, and a new member educator in her sorority. After graduation, she married her high school sweetheart. She had a baby boy in 2016 and then another baby after that. And now she built the first digital swap shop for Greeks with her new app that's called Greektown. And we've been chatting it up online for a while now. I'm just so happy to share Paige with our listening audience because I think her new product is really going to help the sorority and fraternity market and all the communities that we have all over the country. So thank you so much for hopping on the Fraternity Foodie Podcast with me. I've been looking forward to learning more about you and Greektown. Welcome to the show, Paige.
Thank you, Michael. I'm so happy to be here. It's an honor.
I appreciate that. And I'm just happy that you joined me because I just love to highlight fraternity and sorority members that are doing great things in our space. I think it's great for our listeners to learn about that and start generating ideas of their own in terms of how they can, move forward after college and what they can do to use everything that they've learned in college to then build a successful business. So kudos to you for actually doing it.
Thank you so much. Oh, it's been a wild ride, but it is very exciting.
Yeah, there's nothing, I was talking to my kids about this actually yesterday over dinner. I said, there's nothing more exciting than watching a new product or a service that you built and then starting to see it take off. Like that moment is just the most amazing thing because it wasn't there before you created it. And so the fact that you're actually having revenue and happy customers, that is just the most amazing feeling on the planet. I just have not found anything else like that.
Yes, it's very surreal. That's for sure.
That's a good way to sum it up. And, I want to make sure that our audience knows a little bit more about you. You decided on McNeese State University for your undergraduate experience. So why was that the right choice for you?
So it was my hometown. I lived about 15 minutes away from my university, so I never really considered going anywhere else. And I met my high school sweetheart, my husband. We've been together for almost 15 years now, and we graduated high school together and we went to college together, and we didn't really think of anything else. We said, we have this opportunity right here in our hometown. Why go anywhere else? And they have awesome Greek life. They have great, everything. It's a wonderful university. So why travel out away from our families to go somewhere else? It was a no-brainer.
I love that. I love that you stayed local. I don't know if I could have done that because my parents were like going through a divorce while I was in college, and they were fighting like cats and dogs. And it was like, man, oh man, I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to get space between me and what's going on here with the family.
Totally.
So for me, I just had to get away. And so I went to school about 8 hours away from where I grew up. But I certainly, if I could have stayed and I felt like it was a good supportive environment, I probably would have stayed local too.
Yes. I feel like I'm maybe saved a little bit of money by staying, so that was
Mhm.
nice. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that. But we did not have anything holding us or taking us elsewhere, so we decided to stay.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And you were so involved in college. You were president of the Society for Human Resource Management, and of course, Chi Omega Sorority member and new member educator. So obviously, the sorority means so much to you, as my fraternity means to me, right? So, what was so special about the Greek experience for you?
Well, so I actually rushed not even knowing what a sorority really was, except for what I saw on TV. And even then, I really didn't know what it was because that does not depict what actual Greek life is. And so, I mean, I just really wanted to be involved on campus because in high school I was so involved and going into a bigger community, I didn't want to feel like a fish in a big old sea. So why not join Greek life? I think it's just really cool to be in a community of people that support you. So Greek life is where it was at because they were all over campus.
Yeah, I think that's an important lesson for people who are listening right now because Paige and myself, the two of us are really what you would call maybe joiners. We went into college not knowing anything about fraternities and sororities. My parents were actually from another country, so they really had no concept of what
Oh,
that
wow.
was. And so we were part of the maybe joiners. The maybe joiners on your campus is about 70% of the college population. They either don't know about Greek life coming into college or they might just not care about Greek life. And so the moral of the story is that we have to go to them. If we want to find the best members of our fraternity and sorority of the general population, we have to go to them. They won't come to us because they don't either know about Greek life or they just don't care. And so we have to go to them. We have to go out and find people in our community that share our values and bring them in to our organization because they have shown the values outside of the organization that we expect inside the organization, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. This generation, it's such a blessing to have social media because the word gets spread so fast.
Yeah.
It's like you post one TikTok and it's out there.
You know about that.
I know about that. I do.
And so when you were a full-time intern through this internship program at McNeese, you also served as new member educator for your sorority. So tell our audience, what was that like serving as new member educator?
I loved it. I loved getting to know the younger girls because I was a junior whenever I was new member educator. So whenever you're older, you have a bit maybe of a disconnect from the younger girls because they're new, they're doing their own thing, they're trying to get involved on campus, they're trying to get a hold of their studying, and so in I loved being able to be with them one on one. It was very busy, but I think with a little bit of balance, you can totally take hold of being on the exec board and also being involved with each person individually. And that was really cool because I had a busy schedule, but um, Greek life allows you to balance that. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree with you there completely. I think there are so many cases that I've heard of fraternity members and sorority members that came into college with really no time management skills. And I think if nothing else, the fraternity and sorority experience will help you with your time management. So that way you can balance all of those things that you've got going on, whether it be the sorority, whether it be your job, maybe a significant other, whatever is going on in your life. I think it will help you in terms of time management to structure what's important and make sure that you get the most out of your college experience.
Definitely.
So that's really cool. Now, of course, we have to talk about your company because we met through social media through your new company called Greektown. This is the first and only all-inclusive Greek digital thrift shop. So talk to our audience. Where did this idea come from? I think it's amazing.
Okay, I can only blame it on God. I mean, I'm very faith-based, and being a small business owner and a startup company, it's very intimidating to share my faith. But I I believe it was just something that was placed on my heart from him through his spirit. And it was just the perfect timing of where I was at in my life. After graduating college in 2012, like I said, I married my high school sweetheart, but we got married in 2014, and which is a little bit ago now. And we lived together, and then we had our first baby boy in 2016. And then in 2017, everything was kind of happening at once. We began building our new home together. So while we were building our new home, we were also expecting our second baby. Whenever we were expecting, we didn't find out the gender. We just didn't want to. It was just, it is what it is. And we were okay with finding out later at the birth and just waiting. So that was really fun. And so as we were building our home, I was slowly selling and getting rid of stuff from our house and packing things away so that all the move could go smoothly, because, you know, I'm going to have 2 little babies in my arms. I'm not going to have time to do all this. So we knew that everything would be at the same time. And I was going through this minimalistic stage of decluttering and just cleaning my home. And so in this process, I came across all my sorority gear. And it wasn't just 20 plus Greek t-shirts. It was bath mats, coffee mugs, pillowcases, keychains, owl figurines, you name it. It was so much. And I know that a lot of people will relate to this if they're in Greek life. You get so much gear for being in a sorority, and then it's really hard to part with it after. So part of me wanted to get rid of it, and then the other part of me was thinking, but what if I have a baby girl, you know, a legacy? And so I thought it would be really cool to be able to give this to her one day. So I just kept it and I saved it to the side in a little keepsafe box. And majority of it, I did contact an active member. I didn't really have a lot of contact with active members because it's already been a few years since I graduated. And so I was only keeping a few things here and there. And if I loved it, or I just couldn't, if I loved it, I kept it. And then if I couldn't bring myself to just give it away, because we do spend a fortune on this stuff, I was like, I'll just save it. Well, I had my second baby, and surprise, it was another boy. And so there goes my legacy, you know, and that's totally fine. I love being a boy mom. It's actually one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. But 2 months later, after having my second baby boy, we moved into the new house. And as I'm unpacking, I came across that sorority box. And I don't know why, it was just still so hard to give it away. So here's a problem. And like most entrepreneurs, whenever you have an entrepreneur heart, whenever you find a problem, there's a business, you know, you need to solve it. And so I know I have a very frugal heart, and I save, and then I don't want to spend any of it. And I knew that if I could just sell these items, the sorority items, it would make it a lot easier to part ways with it. So you get a little bit in return. So it just wouldn't leave my mind. And even whenever I was little, my teachers would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And my answer, even when I was little, was an entrepreneur or a fashion designer. And here's the two coming together. I know Greektown is not fashion design, but it has to do with fashion. And it's, you know, I am now, it's so crazy to say, an entrepreneur. So it's just all happening at once. And so I was talking to my husband about Greektown. It was not Greektown at the time. And we were trying to just talk things out because I always had my hands tied in things. And I didn't really want to ask him if I could start one more thing. You know, I was always coming up with new ideas to benefit others and to help nonprofits in my community. I just got done with Dashing Through the Chuck, which is a Santa run for Toys for Tots in our community that I headed up. And so right after that, I was asking to start a new company. And so I told my husband, I said, just one more thing, and I hadn't asked him, I still hadn't built the courage, but then I had a dream of a Bible verse, my very first Bible verse that I had a dream of. And it was Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust the Lord with all your heart, and he will show you which path to take. So weeks or months later, I can't exactly remember because it all runs together, I finally got the courage to bring the idea up to my husband. I explained there is a need for a Greek swap shop, somewhere people can go to resell their Greek gear and to eliminate Greeks going to Goodwill and dropping off their letters so that not anyone can, wear what we represent. So I told him that college students need the money. It could be a place where you can sell the items and earn cash or buy new to you items for less. It even helps the planet by recycling. I'm sure it didn't go this smooth whenever I talked to him, but this is what I remember. And so to my surprise, he was totally on board with it. He gave me the green light, because we're husband and wife, we're going to make the choice together. I'm not going to go on without him, but I really felt the calling to do this. And then fun fact, he came up with the name of the business. So that's really cool because I feel like we're pretty joint on this, and he was putting his foot in the water of whatever I was trying to do and he was supporting me. So that was nice. And so he actually named our other two babies because I had the blessing of being able to carry them. And so I said, you know what, you didn't get to carry them, so how about you name them? And so he named Greektown. I had no idea. Neither of us had any idea what we were getting into. I had no business plan. I still don't have a business plan. I'm just going with it. And being a business major, they drilled in your head, you need a business plan. And I kind of wish I did, honestly. But you know what? I'm just going to trust and have faith, and wherever God takes me with it, I'm going to run with it. And I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm excited to see. And so now we have something that is invented. It's Greektown, and it's allowing Greek life to be more affordable. And I love that you used that tagline the first time that we talked. Like it just hit it on the nail. So I'm thankful for that because you knew exactly what we were doing. And so fun fact, I am actually doing this on the side of a full-time job. We are actually doing this interview on my lunch break. So I am very busy, but I'm loving it. It's a passion.
I love your hustle. I love your entrepreneurial mindset. I think it's amazing. I love that we're so in tune with each other in terms of like the tagline. I mean, the tagline is making Greek life more affordable, period.
It is. It has to
That's
be.
what it is. And we need to do that. If we want to grow Greek life, we must focus on that. I love that your company is obviously environmentally friendly by reusing it. It solves a real problem. I have all of these letters. I still have all of these letters that I still own, 25 years later.
Exactly.
And I don't know what to do with them. And so now I can go onto the app and just share them with other people and make a couple of bucks along the way.
Exactly.
And then I kind of pay it forward. Now they have this really unique piece of fraternity history that they're going to enjoy wearing around campus,
Right. It's vintage. It's awesome.
I absolutely love everything about what it is that you're doing. I think it's fantastic. So if I open the app right now, which by the way, I have downloaded the app because I've actually listed our book on there. I just said, you know what, let's just, put the book up there. And if somebody wants to read it, then by all means, they should have a copy. And so, what types of products would I see when I open up the app?
All right. So, there's quite a bit of stuff on there. As we launched June 1st, I'm surprised to see all these items just flooding in, but we do have your book, From Letters to Leaders, and I'm so excited to have that. We also have a few other books. We have Sorority Girls Can Change the World. So these two books can definitely be great for big little baskets. I love that because that's what we are. That's what Greek life is. It's from letters to leaders. That's what it's about. We also have keychains. People have listed jackets, tank tops, sweatpants, picture frames, stickers, mugs, cosmetic bags, tote bags, air fresheners, big little gear. We have some NPHC items. And I mean, our app is all inclusive. So it's fraternity and sorority Greek license items, only Greek license. That's the keynote here, is the items on our app must be Greek licensed. But I mean, we have our sellers are listing items from IFC to NPHC, Panhellenic, multicultural Greeks, military Greeks, academic Greeks, musical Greeks. I mean, any kind of Greek that you know about, that's what our app is for. So I'd love it if people could get on our app and help us grow an inventory, because we actually, as the owner of Greektown, we don't have inventory that Greektown has listed. Our inventory is strictly what our sellers upload. So yes, help us build an inventory. Thank you for downloading and uploading your book. I'm very excited about having that on there. Anything to help the active members, I love on there.
100%. I mean, I'm going through right now. I'm on the app scrolling through. I can't believe all the great items that you have in here. I think it's incredible. Every fraternity and sorority member should download the app and go take a look and see what items they might want to pick up, or maybe they want to just sell some of their extra stuff and just upload it, kind of like I did. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So, what has the reaction been like so far from the Greek community after they check out your app?
So like I said, on June 1st, 2021, we accidentally launched. It was very unintentional. It is early. We are in beta testing, so it's very new. We're still working out some things, but the reaction has only been super positive. In 2018, like I said before, I started this company, but we actually didn't launch or let our audience know it was public until last month. So one of our marketing interns, actually on her very first day, she uploaded her first TikTok. We trained a few hours before. Like I said, I don't have a business plan. We're kind of going, however we can, just to figure out how to do all this social media stuff and all that. So I hired an active member in a sorority, and on her first day of interning under me, she posted her first TikTok. And on the first night after she posted, I mean, our notifications blew up. We had on TikTok, on Instagram, on our back end of our platform, I mean, we had over 750 downloads overnight. And I know Facebook has somewhat of the same college target audience whenever they first started. And I want to say, I did some research. I want to say they had about 1,200 downloads in the first 24 hours. So for Greektown to have 750 downloads overnight, it's very comparable to Facebook, which is very exciting and crazy at the same time. It's very fast. It's moving very fast. So after 6 weeks, after launching, we already hit over 4,000 downloads. So, and this is only from Instagram and TikTok, because we haven't done any other kind of advertising. So one post on our TikTok can literally go viral in a second, and it'll just flood in the downloads, and it's really exciting. But we're also working on the app, so it's early. But what's really cool is that the Greek community has so much class and kindness in their hearts that they've been totally bearing with us and very patient, and just understanding. They're like, we know that technology has its ups and downs. They're in technology, this is the age, they're all in it. So they totally understand. They've been so kind and so supportive. So just to have the Greek community supporting me, or I mean, just Greektown in general. It doesn't even have to be me, because Greektown is a reflection of me. I feel it has just been so overwhelmingly, I don't know, just so nice. So the reaction has been amazing.
Yeah, what a great success story. If your intern needs more work, I mean, have her call me
I will. I
because
will.
I mean, we got
She's
plenty of work for her to
fantastic.
do at Greek University.
Yes, and the cool part about it is that you can have these amazing marketing interns, and they get their course college credit in exchange at some universities. The universities are so awesome with helping with that.
Yeah, that is just really wonderful. We have an intern that's working with us now from the University of Vermont, and he's doing an incredible job. I mean,
He
they just
is.
know social media like the back of their hands, so it's really really good. We have a unique opportunity here to give great experience to college students, but at the same time move forward our initiative for you making Greek life more affordable, for me making Greek life safer. And so I think it's a wonderful opportunity for both parties.
Yes, yes.
So
Always helping. Yes.
that's really
Serving.
good. Yeah. And, I do really believe in your mission. I think, we must, if we want Greek life to grow, we must make it more affordable. And then that way we can attract even more students and get a higher percentage of fraternity and sorority members from the general college population, which I believe should be. I think there are people that are running around, whether it be McNeese State, where you went to undergrad, or for me at the University of Buffalo, there are students that should be Greek. And for whatever reason, they're not. I think one of the reasons is the expense of it. So are there other ways that students today can reduce their overall costs while they're in college?
Absolutely. I hear all the time that is one of the reasons why people don't want to join or are too afraid to join. Before I get into how other ways to save, I highly encourage you, if you have not gone Greek or tried, or if you're even considering it, I highly encourage just going through the process and then deciding for yourself. But yes, other ways that you can reduce overall costs while in college, I highly suggest. As an auditor, my full-time job is auditing. I highly suggest our golden rule, and that is to not spend money that you don't have. If you do not have it, please do not charge it. Just do what you can, maintain a budget, apply for any scholarships that you can apply for. I know many sorority and fraternity houses offer great scholarships. I had many scholarships for going to college, so it made my college experience a lot less expensive, and I didn't have to pay any loans, I didn't have any student debt. So the tips that I'm giving you actually worked for me. So I hope that they can work for y'all too. I also suggest applying for a paid internship. So my university offered an internship program through the College of Business that allowed an internship in exchange for course credit, what I was just discussing. So it was a great hands-on learning experience, and you get to put it on your resume. So it's like, it helps out a ton. Don't buy your new textbooks. You might be able to actually rent them, or you can buy them used, like Greektown, but for textbooks. If you do have to get a student loan, just be responsible with them. Like, use them for your student loans. Don't use them for anything else. And then for your housing options, if you're looking into living in a sorority or fraternity house, I did not have that option, but I know Michael did, and he can maybe speak more on this. But compare your housing options, because with us in a sorority house, I know that you can have a chef or a maid, depending on your location, of course. But it might be the same expense, or you might be getting more bang for your buck than living in a dorm. So those are my different ways to reduce your overall cost while in college.
Those are excellent suggestions. And you're absolutely right. I did live in the fraternity house, and that saved me a ton of money. It was a lot cheaper to live in the fraternity house than it was to live in the dorms. And so I was able to kind of, get away with lower costs for my educational experience that way, because a lot of it, I was really paying my own way between whatever money I could earn working a side job while in college, plus my student loans. And so, any way that we can make Greek life more affordable and reduce costs, such as living in a fraternity or sorority house, I am all for it. So, I would definitely look into those options, and you might find that you'll actually save a ton of money. So, those are just wonderful, wonderful suggestions. Now, is there any additional functionality that you want to add to the app, or maybe some new products that you want to sell there in the future?
So I are you still there? Did I lose
Yeah.
connection?
Mhm.
Okay. So I don't think Greektown will be adding any items for sale from Greektown, but you never know what's in store for it. I don't know. But for as for my additions to the app, I'd love to make it a social spot where Greeks can connect or like the items for sale and interact with each other. I also like to see more of a variety of Greek organizations represented on my app. So since we're very new, we're still getting the word out there. And so that we already have quite a bit of chapters and different Greek organizations and councils on there, but I'd like to increase that, but that's going to take me getting the word out. I'd love to make it more more user friendly for vendors. So I want to connect, and we have Greektown VIP vendors where actually Greek licensed stores and boutiques are selling their items on our app. And I want to make it a way, even for your book, I want to make it a way to where they don't have to list, you wouldn't have to list your book 5 different times. I want to make it a way where you can list it one time and they can select how many they want to purchase. So originally the idea we had was to have used items listed on our app. And so with us building ideas over the years, we've come up with, we actually want to provide an opportunity for the vendors to be able to also list on the app and make it helpful for everybody involved. So they might have a boutique that wants to sell a t-shirt that was from a Christmas event, or you might not want to sell that year round, but if you want to list it for sale on our app, we want to provide that opportunity for them. So we'll also be launching our ambassador program in the coming weeks. So if there are any Greeks interested, we'll open up the application process very soon. So if y'all want to give us a follow or DM us if y'all are interested on that, we'd love to be able to incorporate that into the app as well.
I love it. I think those are all excellent, excellent ideas. I know you can sort by fraternity or sorority as soon as you get onto the app. I mean, being able to sort by like council, maybe, I mean, that would also, I think, be helpful. Uh,
Yeah,
so, I mean, these are all great things, and I'm sure you're going to develop these things over time. So I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of where Greektown is. I just think it's an incredible product. And I think, the customers are going to tell you what they need in order to make this app the best that it can be. So I think just listening to what the customers have to say is a huge step.
totally. Yeah. And we appreciate any and all feedback. I don't care if it's critical. I want it. I want to hear it. I think we can only grow from it.
Mhm.
What doesn't, I, anything will help us. So I'm all ears,
I'm
all ears.
100% with you. I felt the same way. I mean, if my customers are having a great experience, which most of them obviously over the last 6 years have had wonderful experiences
That's
with the
right.
testimonials and things like
Woohoo.
that. I mean, it's been great. But at the same point, I understand that we make mistakes and some things we just don't think about. Sometimes
Right.
we have blinders on and there's some things that we just can't see. And I think that's one of the benefits for us of having a diverse group of speakers at Greek University. We're actually meeting later this week in Nashville for our annual meeting. And, the reason why we have such diverse speakers from all these different councils is because I want different lenses on the business. And there are some things that I just can't see. And so I'm depending on them to see it for me and bring my attention to it. And I hear a lot about it from our other speakers. I hear about it from our customers. And so, if we make a mistake, I want to know about it so I can correct it right away. So I think your approach
Absolutely.
is exactly the way that I would approach it.
Yeah. More than one brain is always better.
Oh, totally. Because there are just some things we can't see. And I don't know what I don't know. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
so I
Right.
depend on my team so much, and they know that I depend on their feedback and their comments to make the organization as great as it could be. The last thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I mean, you've obviously had a few TikToks now that have went viral. So I'm wondering, and I'm sure our audience is wondering too, how can you come up with fresh content like that continues to get lots of views and likes on TikTok?
Okay, so I love to talk about this. This is so fun. Social media is such a full-time job. Now, my TikTok did not blow up until I hired Fiona, my marketing intern. Yeah. So she's just creative and fabulous. So she was originally a theater major before switching to communications. And so we together are constantly training and following trends on social media. YouTube has been a lifesaver. There's so much digital marketing creators on there that will help you and train you for free. I mean, it's all out there, it's public. But what is most important that we've learned is, and here's the key, you have to follow the trends. You have to use viral music. You have to always be looking at what is happening, and you can always recreate. You don't have to copy exactly, but you can recreate the viral trends and make it your own. Use your own wording. You can try to look like them, but we're all created different. You're not going to. Just make it your own and have fun with it. And if you have fun with it and make it relatable, I mean, there it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
just use the trending music. And if you're on TikTok, use the 30 hashtags on Instagram. But I mean, for TikTok and specifically, do what's trending.
Yeah.
I mean, just stick to it.
Great advice. And if you're entertaining, sky is the limit on TikTok. People just want to be entertained. But you're right. You got to pay attention to the trends and make sure that you're on point with the right music and the right trends on there. And if you are, the right hashtags. If you are, you're just going to find yourself in a viral situation like you did with Greektown, which is congratulations. I mean, she is so creative. I'm such a huge fan of her work. I mean, wow, she just blew up in a good way.
Exactly, on day one.
Yeah,
and so
amazing. I mean, you write stories about stuff like this. It doesn't happen in real life.
I know, right? I know. So she is using our hashtag Greektown app on every post. So if you want to boost your post, feel free to use Greektown app because it will. It has a ton of views. I mean, it has a lot for just in the first 6 weeks. So anyone out there that's Greek, use hashtag Greektown app.
I love it. Now, we do have to talk about good food because I love to eat. I don't know about you, but I like good food. And you happen to be in Louisiana where there is some amazing food. I mean, talk about like Creole and, all the seafood and all of that. So what's your go-to restaurant in Lake Charles, Louisiana?
Okay, so we have a lot of local restaurants. My back porch is really where it's at because my husband can throw down. But if you want to go to a restaurant, I love our local spots. There's Daryl's. It's like a po' boy joint. It's where a lot of the college students go. I mean, you have jalapeno mayonnaise, you have homemade fresh bread. It's lunchtime. We should not be talking about this.
I'm getting hungry.
Really, really good. We have Casa Manana, where that's just our local Tex-Mex. It's really good. You grow up going there and for kids' night, and then whenever I don't know if it's just like a because you grew up going there kind of spot, but oh my gosh, it's delicious every time. And then another local, it's in our downtown and it's a cool vibe, is Luna's. Luna's is really good. They have all your homemade sandwiches.
That sounds absolutely delicious, but it also sounds like the real hot spot is, your porch at your house because of your husband's cooking. So we might need to make a reservation in the near future over at your place.
The Babineaux hot spot.
Yeah, I want the Babineaux hot spot. That's the real deal.
It is. Yeah, you'd get all your Louisiana cuisine, your pastelayo, your gumbo, your etouffee, crawfish. We had crawfish and crab for yesterday for lunch. So, and we went and caught the crabs for my birthday. It was amazing.
Now you're speaking my language here. My wife and I are going to show up and we're going to eat for days over at your place.
Hey, come on.
I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's what we do over here.
This has been so much fun. All right, so if our listeners are listening right now and you've really piqued their interest about Greektown, where can they go to download your app, to follow you on social media? Where do you want them to go right now?
Hey, okay, please download my app. It is on the Apple and Android app stores. I'm so thankful for everyone listening. I'm thankful for all of our followers and our downloaders. So you just search Greektown on the Apple or Android app store. It's GREEK-TOWN, and it will come up. It's a blue and white logo. If you want to find us on social media, we're on a lot of different social media platforms, but our focus is really Instagram and TikTok right now until we expand more. And our handle is at Greektown app. And our hashtag, like I said, is hashtag Greektown app. And our website, we're launching it because, we launched early, but we are in the process of building our website, and it's www.greektownapp.com. And on there, you're going to be able to find our socials and download our link directly. So reach out to us. We are happy. It's just a team of 3 to 4 of us. So it's mainly me that you'll be speaking with, and then probably Fiona. Colette is our other intern. She's building out our ambassador program, but on socials and everything, it's me or Fiona that y'all are going to be speaking directly to. So if you see somebody commenting on your social media, it's not a bot, it's us.
Paige, I'm so proud of you and the work that you and your team have done. I think Fiona is a rock star. You can tell her I think that.
Yeah, she'll listen to this. She'll be listening.
Yeah, she's amazing. So congrats. I mean, what a diamond. And so, I mean, I can't wait to see what's next for Greektown and to follow your success story. And, don't forget about the little people like me, when you make it big,
Oh my God.
you're like, the next Amazon,
No way. Maybe, but I don't know. But hey, Michael, thank you so much. It is insane to be able to talk about it because my family doesn't really know what I'm doing. They're just like, okay,
So share this interview with them.
Exactly. Yes, I will. And so for other Greeks to actually understand what is going on here, I'm so over the moon to be able to talk about it. And it is so fun and exciting. And if this was like, if you could see my face, you'd be seeing a huge smile.
Paige, I can't wait to see what's next. And, if you're going to be heading up into space like Amazon's founder,
oh my gosh,
just like I said, don't forget about the little people. That's all.
Hey, same to you. You're going big places too.
All right, Paige. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this conversation with Paige and learning more about Greektown, please like it. Please share it with other fraternity and sorority members so they can learn about this great new app that Paige has created. And we look forward to seeing you on another episode of Fraternity Foodie. Thanks so much. Bye for now.